got you, and I talked about the casting process too, which wasn't too involved. I begged and pleaded and begged and pleaded, and I auditioned for a couple things, and then I didn't hear anything. So I was like, crap. Like, I guess it didn't happen. Meanwhile, we're on Twitter. Yes. Meanwhile, we're on Twitter, doing that Kamat show for Scream 6 and all that great stuff. And then my agent called me. She goes, okay, they got you. There's a line you can go. And I was like, I don't care what it is. Yes. Take it. She goes, do we want to ask for? I was like, no, I don't want to ask for anything. I'll do it for whatever the base they're offering, whatever, take it. Like, yes.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Three Geeks podcast. We yesterday recorded a hour and a half long spoiler review of Scream 6 with Mr. Camacho, and that clip was from last week's live show. But yesterday he dropped so much behind the scenes, inside baseball, about the filming process of Scream and what he knew about what was going on set. And that interview is just so much fun because we go beat for beat through the story, and then Jesse contributes his thoughts. Dude, I thought I was a huge Scream nerd, but like Jesse Camacho might be above me. Like he knows the stuff because he's sitting there telling us, like, did you notice that Dewey's theme played at this moment? And I'm like, no, I didn't. Like, that's awesome. I need to watch it again.
I didn't even know Dewey had a theme.
How you doing today, Mike?
I'm all right. I'm doing all right. Just settling into the day, typical stuff.
I told somebody good afternoon the other day at like 5 o'clock, and they're like, 5 o'clock's not afternoon, but technically isn't every time after 12 noon afternoon?
Yeah, afternoon. Yeah. So it's right there in the name.
They shouldn't cut it off, right? There shouldn't be a cutoff for afternoon.
It's right there in the name.
Well, 5 o'clock, that goes into what you call dusk territory. So
still afternoon.
Which I kind of like that, dusk.
Justin, how you doing?
Doing good. Sorry I'm late. I was driving my dog around just hanging out, and I was like, I can't get back in time for this thing. I was like, oops.
I made it back pretty close.
Yeah, that's close.
I mean, the demonetization clock's pretty accurate right now.
Yeah, I started as soon as the OBS going because I was like, I'm already late, so I might as well just hit it.
Dude, we got a way around the YouTube algorithm, Justin. Those shorts that were not performing yesterday, they're performing super well today.
Yeah. Well, I think you were right. I think it just posting too many in one day, YouTube was like, we've done enough for you today. We're not going to do anything else because those things had like 4 or 5 views. So I was like, I didn't feel bad taking them down and putting them back up because like if they get over like 10 or whatever, it's like whatever, it did bad. But like sub 10 just means people aren't seeing it for whatever reason.
Yeah, we're at 3 and 7 for 2 of them so far.
Cool.
So 300 and 700.
Yeah, I was like 3 and 7. We got to redo it. Gotta roll back.
Gotta redo. You guys are gonna watch our videos, damn it.
I like the one. The one was the special effects guy from Evil Dead 2. Like, I think that's a good short. I thought. Like, I was like, people should watch this.
We got a comment yesterday that I want to bring up on the show. It comes on the short. Kira Reed talks Hollywood for mental health, #Hollywood. And the comment was, yeah, sounds like a great idea. Having someone who used to take their clothes off for men leading a mental health organization. They are really raising their standards. I see why Hollywood is doing so well in mental health. And my question or my comment to that is somebody's past, one, not that there's anything wrong with taking your clothes off, in my opinion, but
making more money than I am. So, yeah.
And 2, somebody's past should not dictate if they could bring awareness to mental health. Everybody should bring awareness to mental health, in my opinion. Mental health is very important in this country.
Well, let's talk about the individual's mind, right? I mean, who cares if they take off their clothes? Like, Kira was incredibly articulate. She was smart. Like, it was a great conversation, and I wouldn't be it doesn't surprise me that she's doing well in like the business world outside of like taking your clothes off. And who cares? Like.
This I don't know what the interview was or conversation was regarding, but kind of sounds like there's definitely a little bit of the still pertaining to that stigma of not just when it comes to like mental health, like, oh, this is what we view as being a mentally unsound or mentally unstable individual. It's like, and all the all the stereotypes that come with that basically just because it's like, oh, because you deem this a lesser than type of profession or a lesser than type of job, automatically you associate the stigma of mental unwellness with that, which is, ridiculous. Because like you said, sometimes some of the most sound, logical, sane people can work in those particular areas because, hey, guess what? Yeah, like I said earlier, they can be very successful in those fields, and who cares? It's your own moral hang up about that, which is an outdated kind of sense of morals and ethics for you. It's like, grow up a little bit.
For just some context, right? Like, I mean, Kira, I believe, started as like an actor slash model, and like she got into like adult-esque films, like the stuff that showed on Cinemax, not Cinemax something else. Like, and then it kind of, I think, pivoted to more like business oriented. Like she helped run like mental health for Hollywood, I think is the organization's name. Like her and who else was it? Carrie Fisher and things like that. Like she has a lot of good stories about working with them. Like it's like
awesome.
It was like it was a good conversation. She was a very smart person. So whatever.
Yeah, and so long as the organization itself isn't like being unethical with regards to like taking advantage of its clients or the people that it works with, then all the more for it.
Like, it's a charity to like just get money for mental health. Like,
sure,
there's nothing bad about any of that. Like, whatever.
Why? Yeah. So the argument was like, okay, so this person who used to be in this profession that this individual thinks is like lesser than, it's like, oh, they're a perfect, like being sarcastic about it, like, oh, they're a perfect person to lead this.
Yeah, they're
okay, whatever. It's like.
Listen, if they're right for the job, they're right for the job. I don't care what they did previously.
Yeah, right? I don't care. And that's not even a bad thing to do. The comment just threw me. I thank them for watching the video, and I pretty much commented what I just said. But
thanks for the engagement, sucker.
Yeah, we love the engagement, negative or positive.
Yeah, please give us your opinions, right? I mean, just because we have our opinions doesn't mean anyone's opinion's wrong, but we're definitely gonna have a differing one on that for sure.
Yeah, and listen, guys, don't be a dick and like send all the negative comments because we're not going to read them all on the air. But sometimes we will discuss a comment here and there, and that was just one that I thought would make a good conversation. But Justin, we went and saw Shazam yesterday.
We did,
and first off, this is a minor spoiler. I don't even think it's a spoiler, but I'm going to say it. Spoiler alert. Fast forward 5 seconds. Shazam takes place in James Gunn's universe. That is 100% accurate. We get, again, spoiler alert, we get some cast members from Peacemaker that show up in a post-credit scene. And I liked Shazam quite a bit. Now, if you didn't like the first Shazam, second Shazam's not for you. The Shazam 2, like Ant-Man, is very comic booky. So if you're okay with the comic booky and the more absurd stuff that maybe you would find in a James Gunn movie, this isn't for you. But I had so much fun with it. Like, this movie was a lot of fun. I like the cast. I really like what they did with Freddy. I like that Freddy kind of stepped up and was like the second lead in this. And those kids are like in their 20s now. It's very obvious.
Yeah, they're getting much older, which is fine. But yeah, we're getting into the Stranger Things territory of like, hey, they're not going to be kids much longer. We got to get to them being adults real quick.
This is probably the last of these Shazam movies, right? Because there's going to be the whole company-wide just like reset.
I don't know.
I don't know.
To Jason's spoiler, they might be keeping some of these people if some of the again, sorry, spoilers. If the end credit scenes hold out, like I could see at least one or two of them sticking around for sure.
Oh, I'm sure anything related to the Gunverse is what's going to be the results of the Flashpoint. And like I said, this movie ties directly into the Gunverse that we've seen so far with Peacemaker and Suicide Squad. And we know that he's keeping Gal Gadot. Yeah. I'm not going to get into this movie about anything, but we know he's keeping Gal.
That's kind of a giveaway.
I swear I thought I read an article saying she was done as Wonder Woman. Maybe it was just like I read a random tabloid thing that was just lying to me. But I swear I thought I saw something.
She's the only one they're keeping, except for Jason Momoa is going to be recast as Lobo.
Oh.
Well, they're doing. I thought they were doing like a Amazon TV show. I mean, like Amazon is in the Amazon's TV show.
Yeah, they are.
Are they keeping the same actors for that? The ones in the movies?
I'm pretty sure. I mean, they're keeping Gal, so I mean, I would assume.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Even though Daredevil's not keeping theirs. So I don't know. We'll find out. We'll see. We'll see. But Shazam's a lot of fun. Go into it expecting a popcorn comic booky movie, and that's what you're gonna get.
It's super family oriented. That was what I was thinking about this whole movie. I was like, it's like the kid friendlier. They're all kid friendly, but this is like on the spectrum of the child side. At least that's how I thought about it. You know what I mean?
Very, very kid friendly, very family friendly. This is a good family flick to go see. But yeah, it's fun. Like if you didn't like the first Shazam, you're not gonna like the second Shazam. I'm just gonna say that because it's a lot more of the same when they double down on a lot of the things they did in the first movie. But it's good, and I really like that kid who plays Freddy. I can't think of his name right now, but he was also in It as Eddie, and he's a good actor. He's gonna be big, I think.
Yeah. Oh, I like him a lot too.
Yeah. But Lance Reddick, guys. Lance Reddick. I recorded a short for YouTube about Lance, and I legit had tears in my eyes. I don't get so hung up on celebrity deaths, but sometimes I do. I did with Jason David Frank and Kevin Conroy. But I am really sad about this one. I first saw Lance in Lost, which everybody knows is my favorite show, and then Fringe, which again is another show that I really, really enjoy. And then I watched The Wire, and this guy just kept going from hit show to hit show to hit show, and he was in Bosch, and he was in the new Resident Evil, which wasn't great. But he was good in it. And I watched as much of Resident Evil as I did because he was in it and I liked his character. And John Wick, I'm going to miss this guy like a lot. He was only 60 years old. That's just crazy. And, we were talking to Jesse yesterday, and a mutual friend of Jesse and I's interviewed him 2 hours before he died. It was obviously sudden, and it just blows my mind that it sucks. Rest in peace, Lance Reddick. I will absolutely miss you, and I will enjoy you in all of the things that I have that you left for me, because you were somebody I really enjoyed seeing and stuff.
Agreed. Yeah. Totally agreed. I liked him in a lot of stuff. I liked him in Destiny. His voice work in Destiny was a lot of fun.
He had a very unique voice.
Yeah. Of course, in the John Wick movies, I mean, you can still be able to go see him, I think, this coming week when the fourth one comes out. So that'll be kind of a great last hurrah, unless he's got other projects that he finished before he passed away.
8 of them.
Wow. So we're still going to be
working.
We'll still be able to, see him in some regard. But yeah, tremendous talent. And if you haven't seen a movie called The Guest, I recommend you watch that movie. He's really good in it as kind of sort of the antagonist. There's a little bit of a flip in it, but he's really cold and calculating. I love it when he gets serious, but also he could do silly really well too. I loved his lighter tone. He was I think the one interviewee that actually legit scared Eric Andre on the Eric Andre show. He wasn't standing for his shenanigans and just straight up broke his desk with his fist. And he's like, "Your desk needs fixed." And then he just walks off, and Eric Andre's like, "Oh my God, I thought he was going to kill me." So I like the dude was legit. And he, like you said, a phenomenal talent and phenomenal voice, and 60 is way too young.
Yeah.
So unfortunate loss, but a legacy of work.
Have they announced the cause of death yet? I know you said sudden, but have they announced? Okay.
I haven't dug into it because, again, it hit me hard. I don't want to keep being sad. So I haven't gone back to look at it. But you will be missed, sir. And I might use this opportunity as an excuse to rewatch Fringe, because that's one that you were a main star in and really shined in that show. So last week we got the Oscars, and I got to say that I'm pretty happy with the 4 winners. I love that Everything Everywhere All at Once won everything. And the moment that got me, one was Key's speech. The guy Key and Brendan Fraser seemed like 2 of the most humble people in Hollywood. They legit, you could tell, they were overwhelmed and excited and just really in the moment of their award wins. But Key, man, he legit made me cry because I've grown up with this kid. he was one of my favorite people in Goonies and in Temple of Doom, and his speech it really did make me tear up. And then this moment right here was another one that just like, oh, that's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
That is so cool. And they staged that. They totally planned that to happen, but it's still a cool moment. And I'm really glad. Maybe Angela Bassett over Jamie Lee Curtis, but I mean, Jamie Lee Curtis deserves a win. It was a lot of legacy wins, like people that had never won before, with Jamie Lee, Brendan Fraser, Michelle Yeoh, and Ki Kwan.
I'm glad you keep up with this stuff because I don't follow. I'm glad you're giving a good update because
It's funny.
I have no opinion.
I didn't even see like the back half. I didn't see like the
Yeah.
two actor awards. I watched them later because only reason I was watching them to begin with, because award shows for me, they're just not what they were anymore. I wanted to see Key win, so that's one of the reasons I had it on. And I was doing TikTok stuff. I was setting up a TikTok account, so it was in the background. But
perfect timing, as it's gonna be outlawed soon.
The government's gonna crush that, but
yeah, perfect timing.
Yeah, for now it's exposure.
I think
but I like the wins. I don't know who was observed. I haven't seen all the movies yet. I don't know who deserved what. But as far as like popularity vote, they got my popularity vote in a lot of those awards.
So help me. Did is it Key? Am I saying his name right? The gentleman from the Everything All Once or whatever. Yeah. Was he blackballed or something? Because I know the Brendan Fraser story, but did he just remove himself from acting for a while?
He went into the production side of things after like being a teen. Yeah.
After Encino Man, he stopped getting offers that weren't like super like Asian
stereotypical.
stereotypes.
It just got super pointed.
Yeah. And then he got a chance to come back. He's done a couple movies since he's been back, and I guess the fanny pack in Everything Everywhere All at Once was meant to be a Data like reference, and I didn't know that. I saw an interview with somebody, they were talking about that.
Well, I mean, you called it out, right? I mean, as soon as you saw the movie, you're like, oh, it's Data. But I mean, I'm glad.
Yeah, no, I'm happy, and I haven't seen The Whale yet. I plan to watch The Whale, but I'm just glad to see Brendan Fraser. I watched a thing with him, Adam Sandler, and Key, and all of the Best Picture or Best Actor nominees, and he just seems so down to earth and so humble. Like, he just seems like one of the nicest guys in the world.
Agreed. Yeah, sounds super down to earth. For sure.
I hope it takes him to better projects.
Same.
Good morning, gents, from Mount Vernon. What's up, George? Bryce will like Shazam then because he loves Peacemaker. No, Shazam is not like Peacemaker. I didn't mean to say that. I just was saying, spoiler alert, there's a connection in the post-credit scene between the two.
Yeah, Jason led with a spoiler. So it's very much not Peacemaker, though.
What's that? Yeah. No. It's not Peacemaker. It's Shazam in every sense of the word.
Mm-hmm. It's just a fun family film. That's all.
Yes. And George, I am offended that you did a TV top 10 and did not invite me. That is like
everything. That's what Jason lives for.
It is. I love television. George says he likes them anyway. Good.
Good. Hopefully Bryce does well at bowling. I know he's a good bowler off the Facebook updates, but hopefully he does well.
Yeah.
I had a question and I forgot it. Crap.
I do that every day, Justin. That is my life. I think of something and then I forget what it was, and then I'm like, oh, I don't remember. You guys.
Let's talk about Mike's freaking podcast. I listened to the TMNT, your latest episode. That was a lot of fun. Your audio quality is so good. I'm super jealous. It sounds like drinking whiskey. It's very good. Smooth.
It sounds like it's drinking. It sounds like
I'm saying it's smooth. Sorry.
Smooth. I was trying to like.
Yeah. It goes down easy.
Okay. It goes down smooth. I get you. I thought you meant like. It's like it
sounds like you're coughing. Like, oh, this is rough.
No.
It was totally meant to be a compliment, even though maybe it didn't come off as one.
No, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, no, it's fun. I'll probably have because I do have thoughts about the latest teaser. I know you guys played the teaser a couple weeks ago or whatever for the new one, and I do have thoughts about the new one. I mean, just about the teaser. just because.
Yes.
What do you think?
You like the art style? I thought the art style looked cool.
I mean, it's too early to tell. It's going to be an August movie, so we still got a couple of months, and it might release more about what it is. But from what I'm seeing, I like it, and I'm notoriously like famous for just being okay with anything Turtles, because it's just an inherently silly concept. But if you can do it sincerely and make it work, sure. So I like the teenage angle. I don't mind that one of them sounds like an actual preteen, like Donatello actually has like a high pitched voice. So. That's kind of cool, and yeah, I'm kind of wondering, what angle they're going to go with for it. But the animation's cool, very Spider-Verse-y. So.
Agreed.
I got a question for you guys. Do you think we'll ever get maybe a direct to video or whatever? Do you think we'll ever get an adaptation of the actual Turtles comic books? Because they've done some stuff with Batman that I never thought we'd get, like some of the R-rated stuff.
Down the line, eventually, when they've probably run out of iterations of the kid-friendly version of Turtles, but I mean, it's Nickelodeon and Viacom too, so they can milk that for years. But I mean, I think it's possible. Probably more like a direct-to-video type thing, some like what DC does with a lot of its animated stuff, where they can have like R-rated, focused stories. Because the Turtle stuff can be a little bit more brutal. I think the closest thing we've gotten is the 1990 film, because that gets dark.
Well, they did a little bit in the Turtles Forever animated show, but not to the extent that the original Turtles were, but they kind of had them.
That's a fun point you in the direction of the original comics kind of moment, where it's like, we're obviously geared more towards kids for that whole special, but definitely if you're curious, here's what their origins were. They weren't as kid friendly.
Right.
That's kind of the thing that they're doing with the license too, because I have a bunch of the colored classics, which is just basically the old comics just colorized in paperback format. And they say at the beginning of each issue where like the Turtles kill somebody, they're like, just so you know, these aren't the same iterations as the ones from like Saturday Morning. Like this is from earlier in the 80s when the Turtles were a much more serious kind of franchise, just because the publishing rights are also owned by IDW and Nickelodeon, so they're going to be like, this isn't for kids technically, but enjoy.
George, I was giving you crap, man, but I will totally take you up on that invite. He says, we're not done with TV, but I need you next week for the overall favorites. I, sir, am in. I'm in. Just let me know the time and day. Justin, you just sent me a message, and I just verified. We hit 400 subscribers during this broadcast. So, that's what, 90 subscribers in the last 3 months?
Yeah, not too shabby.
Maybe more. Yeah, we've had more growth on our YouTube channel in the last 3 months. We did 60,000 views in the last 3 months, which is crazy.
It's all thanks to shorts.
But the shorts are raising everything else. I mean, not by a lot, but it's happening. And guys, we are humbled and very, very happy, and thank you guys so much.
Very exciting.
Sturdy. So Sturdy ate what was the name of that chip you ate on your show? Apparently these things are really, really spicy. And he had one and he looked like a zombie like after he ate it, because he just like dove into ice cream like a zombie would dive into a brain, like
is it that Taki or whatever one chip
challenge? Chip of death or whatever.
Yeah.
Taki, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's sending me one to try.
Oh.
Yeah, I will never. I stink at like normal spicy stuff. Going into something like it's intentionally terrible for me.
Nacho cheese is spicy to me, Justin.
just have milk at the ready. I mean,
Yeah.
I think the thing is like you can't have milk for like 5 minutes or something. Like that's part of the challenge. I'm not really clear, but like you're supposed to take a bite and not have anything to drink for like 5 minutes. Like you got to wait it out.
No, I'm gonna eat the chip and immediately drink. Sorry, guys.
It's fine.
I'll have the initial holy crap moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, spoiler alert. I'm not gonna not drink. Yeah, Sturdy says it was a terrible time. I have IBS, Sturdy, so I can't even imagine what it's going to do to me.
Sturdy's about to make you very unsturdy.
Dude, I would not chance that, man. That would
You're about to waste a whole day in the bathroom.
Think about the subscribers will pick up on that though, Justin.
I don't want to film it. I'm not going to be there.
Yeah, this is now we're taking the subscriber boost and gain to an unhealthy territory.
Yeah.
You gotta know your limits a little bit.
Yeah.
Don't
I'd rather slow grow than have us suffer for it.
don't to borrow from 2013. Don't do it for the Vine, man.
That's right.
Vine, I forgot about Vine.
Wasn't it TikTok before TikTok? Wasn't Vine TikTok? Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was basically the progenitor of what would become TikTok, except
in shorts.
Not as non-iPhone friendly.
So I do the Scary Snobs with Sturdy, and I'm currently watching 3 or 4 of the bad Amityville movies, and I started Amityville Karen today, and wow, they have an Amityville movie for everything. They have Amityville Shark. We've already seen the trailer for Amityville Goes to Space, Amityville Thanksgiving, Amityville Karen, Amityville this. They're all for free on Vudu streaming if you guys want to check them out. But so far, the Karen one is awful. It's so bad.
That's awesome.
I'm laughing though. I'm laughing.
Why it's free.
What's that?
Probably why it's free.
Yeah, I'm laughing a lot while I'm watching it. So I mean, it does have that entertainment value.
Was it intentionally trying to be funny, or is it just so bad it's funny?
I don't know, Justin. I don't know. I can't tell what they're trying. They have to be in on the joke, right? Amityville Karen. They have to.
Is it just a house haunted by like an angry woman, like leaving angry reviews?
I don't know if there's a haunting house. So far, she's just an awful person. She's like, I put on this dress so then people will know that I'm the bitch.
Do they lean full tilt into like the caricature of a Karen or okay? Then I'm sure
they're definitely on the joke. Then that's
they're on the joke. Whether or not the joke is good to begin with is entirely up to you as a viewer. But they're very much in on the joke.
I can answer this, but I'm gonna let you guys answer it. Sturdy wants to know if you guys are into horror.
Oh yeah, I like it a lot. I mean, my tastes in horror are all over the board because I can like a lot of like more splatterhouse, gory stuff. Back especially from like 70s and 80s, but then also. I enjoy some of the more psychological stuff. Like I said, it all just depends on how effective it is at getting its message across without being all metaphor or allegory. Like you got to have a good story too, because some of them don't land. I watched that what was it, Men, that came out last year.
Yeah, was that any good? I wanted to watch it. So I didn't get a chance to
it's like I said, subjective. Mm-hmm. That's an example of like it gets lost with its allegory and metaphor. Like it completely immerses in that and then sets aside everything else having to do with story and plot at the very end. Because I'm just like, gross that this is happening at the end, but why is this happening at the end? And I'm not like frustrated why. It's just like, okay, we're doing this now, I guess. Cool.
Yeah.
And it's the guy who did Ex Machina, right?
Oh,
so yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I like that a lot.
I see it more.
Yeah.
I feel like your mileage is going to vary with Men though, because it definitely gets lost in the high grass a little bit with its talking about masculinity and perception of femininity and things like I said, it gets lost in the metaphor.
Sure.
Sturdy, I can't speak for them, but I'm down, and I'm sure they'd be down too to come on your Horror with Sturdy show.
Cool.
Say the name of your show 3 times fast. I can't do it. I tried to do it the other day, and I can't do it. I get tongue twisted.
Speaking of horror, I am exceptionally excited for Nicolas Cage's Dracula because I think it's going to be ridiculous.
Dude,
I am
all
so
in. Yeah. I love that Nicolas Cage has gone full Nicolas Cage and like everything that he does now.
He just super into it. Yeah.
He said, just so people know, I'm only like 15 minutes in that movie. Like he's not a main character.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I'm in. Renfield, the trailer looks great. I like Nicholas Hoult a lot. So yeah, looks great. Oh my god, it's so Nicolas Cage's Dracula.
Yeah.
I mean, but he looks like Bela Lugosi, so it's perfect casting too. Like he's got a very similar likeness just in terms of the face, so it works. It's funny that he's only in 15 minutes because all the marketing I've been seeing for it is centered around him.
Because in my mind, you say that now. I thought the whole thing was going to be like him fighting Dracula to get removed from that whatever relationship they have.
Yes, Dirty
That's fair.
hates.
I mean, fair.
I don't know if I want to come on the podcast.
Well, fine. I rescind my acceptance.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Nah, just kidding.
It's-
I mean, yeah, I get it. He's an acquired taste. Like, depends.
George, I think it's April. I guess I have a computer in front of me. I can double check that.
Yeah, we got.
Either way, I'm excited for it. Sorry, Sturdy, but I think it's gonna be fun.
I'm definitely curious. Like, that's another case where it's like, okay, horror comedy type of film.
Mhm.
So we'll see if the horror is actually horrific. We'll see if the jokes are actually funny. From what I saw in the trailer, I thought it was good. And yeah, Cage is going full Cage, but
I just got really excited because it comes out the same day as Evil Dead Rises on April 14th. So that is a double feature that I will be making happen. Because right now, Evil Dead Rises sits at 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
You are going to be shorting it up all over the place with.
That's right. It just be Jason in front of AMC, just like, hey guys.
Justin's like, keep doing shorts. Your shorts do really well because I get a lot of interaction on mine.
You do. People comment on your stuff, not the interview stuff. But they comment on your stuff.
Well, they're commenting on the Kara one. We just got another inappropriate one. Some guy just commented, "I'll cast her in something."
She's an attractive lady. It's gonna. I mean, you'll have that when the whole internet is looking.
Well, I mean, wait, is that all it said?
Roughly.
Yeah. Does it have like a sinister undertone to it?
No, just he finds her attractive.
A smiley
The way you said it, it sounded really sinister, Jason. I wouldn't say it like that.
I'm gonna cast you in something.
Yeah, it's got a laughy face after it.
Yeah,
so.
no, I think he was just saying she was pretty, not in a weird way, but in a way.
Gross, but okay.
Yeah, the internet's so mature. I went on TikTok and asked for movie recommendations, and like 70% of the movie recommendations I got were porn.
What did you expect? You mentioned that to me the other day. I was like,
I find it funny. I'm giggling every time I see it. Like,
sure, but I love you're kind of like, yeah, I just went out there looking for movie recommendations, and then all of a sudden, I got Debbie Does Dallas and all this other like amazing. Never heard of these films before. I love the innocence in your tone of voice as you talk about it.
I'm gonna check all of these out. And then
you
should do a review of the movies and just be like, oh my god, guys, I thought this was gonna be a horror film.
You mentioned Evil Dead Rises. Did you hear what happened at South by Southwest when they debuted the film?
Yeah. And Bruce Campbell. I saw the video.
Everyone was like, damn, if that happened to me, if Bruce Campbell gave me a dressing down like that, I would never recover. Yeah.
It's like, why are you here? Get the fuck out! Whoops, sorry, Justin, I broke the clock.
I told you guys that doesn't matter anymore. You know.
Well,
I sent you that.
I want my mom to listen to
it.
It
doesn't matter. Oh.
Yeah, I sent you that video saying like the rules have like lightened up on this. Like I think so long as you're not like within the first minute or so of whatever, you're fine.
Fair enough.
Let's keep it though because it's a fun bit just to keep us creative with our words.
Creative with our words.
No, seriously, because Max and other members, myself, we sometimes rely upon more colorful language a little too often, so it makes our brains have to rework some other options.
Yeah,
fair enough. 100%. I'll have like a PSA sign, like watch your language, like the giant Karen of the group, just like that. Just like, please no.
Or do you ever seen that clip? I think it was like the show Hoarders or whatever, where the guy's like looking through this warehouse of stuff, and like he drops like an F-bomb or something and bleeps it out, obviously because it's TV. And the guy with him is like, "Watch your profanity."
That'd be a good sound clip.
Go look for that sound clip. Just that's what we should play.
That would be so good. I love that idea.
Profanity.
Good idea.
Watch your profanity.
Watch your profanity. Does he sound like the dude from Family Guy?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's funny. I watched Cons from Outer Space for the first time.
Yeah, I saw your review.
Yeah, man, I missed out. I had so much fun watching that movie. Practical effects, like the whole thing was funny. funny and fun.
Yeah, that's awesome.
There's a game coming out this year.
A Killer Clowns from Outer Space game?
For the 3 major consoles.
Huh. I wonder who's developing. Do you know who's developing? Is it like an indie developer of some kind, or someone actually had the license for that?
Let me find out on the magical internets.
Because I can definitely see like a Killer Clowns from Outer Space taking a whatchamacallit, like a Five Nights at Freddy's type of turn. Absolutely, like being one of those types of games.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I never watched Killer Clowns from. I mean, I know what it is and so forth. I never watched it all the way through.
That surprises me for some reason.
That I never watched it. Yeah, no, I just never got around to it. It wasn't that I was like putting it off. I hadn't heard about it growing up at all. I watched Invaders from Mars from Tobe Hooper when I was little, and that messed me up because they basically have like the first live action Krang in that movie, and it is horrific.
Do they really?
I mean, it's something that looks like Krang,
like,
and it's gross looking and terrifying, and it's Tobe Hooper, so it's gonna be done like 100%. Like, I'm gonna scare your kids.
Fair.
I cannot find the developer on this game.
Maybe
are we sure it's a thing and not just some random like word saying it's going to be a game?
It's 100% a game. There's even a website for it. It comes out this year.
Yeah, totally making this game. It's based off a mod for Call of Duty.
It's a collaboration. It's a collaboration between the movie's creators and then Colombian developer TerraVision, who did. And then it's got the director of Friday the 13th, the game, involved.
Oh, okay. I mean, that seems like a natural progression. I like what some developers or what like some independent people have done with like the Unreal Engine, where they do like they're speaking of Ninja Turtles and so forth. Like someone did like a little demo of like what a AAA title featuring live action Ninja Turtles would look like, and it looks slick. Like really looks slick, and like they've done like Superman flight tests and a GTA map done in Unreal Engine, and
we're talking 5, right? 5 looks incredible. We're talking Unreal Engine 5.
Oh yeah.
It looks incredible.
But I was saying earlier, they like take mods and like put in like their own model, like Henry Cavill Superman that looks like Henry Cavill flying through this huge metropolis like cityscape.
I mean, I kind of want, like, it'd be cool to like jump 20 years in the future just to see what like video games are gonna be like. Like, forget everything else. Just like what is our experience gonna be like? You know what I mean? Like, is it gonna jump like Pong did to now? You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna be incredible. I think. I hope.
Remember when the PlayStation 2 first came out and they had like that ad where it's like introducing the next PlayStation, and it's like robot spores that go into your brain or something like that.
Yeah. Those commercials were wild.
When are we getting that?
Yeah. PlayStation 6, buddy. PlayStation 6.
Oh, just in 2 generations or 1 generation, I guess, since PS5's out.
Sturdy wants to know what game systems everybody has. I have a Switch, Xbox Series X, and a PS5.
I have a PS4 and an Xbox One and a GameCube that I don't use.
Dude, so jelly. GameCubes are hot right now.
They've always been hot. GameCube is like of systems.
I can't use it on my big screen though because it's not, for some reason the AVI outlets aren't like I can play stuff off there, but it's all in black and white. I can only do it on my small like Samsung.
Is it the cable or is something screwed up with the system? Do we just need to get you a new cable?
No. I think it's just I don't know. It's just not compatible with my big screen Samsung, which is more recent compared to like this older Samsung I've had for years.
Sure. I have Xbox One, PlayStation 4, but I primarily play on PC. But so anything Microsoft, I should be able to crossplay with anybody. But happy to play games with anybody. Really.
I like playing games.
I like to play games.
Do you have Game Pass?
No, but I mean, I'm sure I could figure it out if we have something in mind we want to play.
if you're gonna spot me with all that money you're making off the shorts.
Yeah,
we ain't making shit yet.
Yeah, we are not making money. This is still This is still valid.
Yeah. No monetization. We were monetized at the beginning of YouTube, and then they took it away. We made like $100, and then it was gone. But if you guys are watching, please comment in any questions, topics, whatever. We'd be happy to discuss it. So I started watching the game show Cheat on Netflix. I don't know if I like it.
Okay.
I love game shows. It's really hard for a game show not to pull me in. Like
I'm apprehensive of what the premise of Cheat is. But
you have a button. So if you push the button, it'll show you the answer, and then people can call you out on whether or not it's kind of like Bullshit, the card game.
Okay, I thought
but everybody's calling everybody out each turn, so it's like I don't understand why this is fun.
It was going to be a game show where people reveal multiple infidelities to each other. That's why I was like, cheat.
Nobody asked you, George. I'm just kidding, George. George has a PS2, 3, 4, 5 Switch, and a Wii U. I want a Wii U too, George. Just because I think if I hold on to it, I think Wii U is going to be worth some money in the future, kind of like GameCube is now. Because GameCube games are ridiculous. I think Mario Party 5 goes for like $160 right now.
The older stuff gets, I mean, they're starting to break. They're starting to a working condition, anything, right? Imagine if you go to Super Mario. That's my biggest. No, that's a hard statement. A regret of mine is I gave away my Super Nintendo for $25 because I got it from a garage sale for $25. So child me like 1-for-1'd it to somebody. And like
nice, though.
It was a box of games. Like it was like I would imagine there's probably gold in there, but it's fine. Like it is what it is. But like I miss just having the console because that was one of my favorite ones. I just for whatever reason I needed the $25 as a child. Like I don't know why. But
what's up, Mick? Casey? I'm pretty sure that's Mick. How you doing, Mick?
One of you.
Yeah, either one.
If not both of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Justin, I did something similar. I want a Super Nintendo really bad, and I want a regular Nintendo really bad because I want to play. One of my favorite games on the NES was the Addams Family movie game, and I really want to play that again, like really bad.
Okay.
They feel like games. Like Super Nintendo and NES games feel more like games than I'd say some of the newer stuff because it doesn't look real. Like the new games look so real. It's like you're playing reality.
Well, and also like stuff like say cutscenes and things like that aren't like bloating your game. I mean, there's obviously like games where that works, like say Last of Us or something like that, where absolutely the cinematic experience draws you in. But yeah, no, I do miss a good side scroller.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna start playing Last of Us. Which we're gonna talk about in a minute because that show was so good.
Agreed.
It would be fun.
Set you up for that there. Yeah.
Yes. Justin, are you caught up on
Sorry, Jason. My bad. I am up to. I'm in the middle. No, not even the middle. I'm in the first 10 minutes of 9. So I'm super close to. I played catch up all yesterday and today. I watched 6, 7, 8.
Well, good thing we didn't do our Tuesday review because you wouldn't have been ready, Justin.
You didn't tell me we were gonna. I know you told me we were gonna do a Tuesday review, but you didn't give me a time or date. So I was fairly confident either you forgot or didn't care. So I was like, whatever, I'll push it.
I got tired.
I'll be ready today.
That's what happened. I'm like, Justin doesn't know, so I'm just gonna. He probably forgot. Max forgot for sure.
For the record, I did not forget. I just didn't bring it up because I was not ready.
Little peek behind the curtain here of scheduling with the Three Geeks.
I know, right? Yeah.
Well, I keep Justin on his toes. Like every day I text him, "Hey, let's do an Instagram live." We have yet to do an Instagram live, but one of these days.
My life.
I know. I know. I don't set anything up because I have to.
Do I have to moderate here?
That's right. Yeah, it's just like a therapy session. You're like, listen, man, you quit scheduling random things.
I have to wait till my schedule clears up. I don't know when I can do Instagram live, but yeah, I have a lot of things to do this week.
I agree. This is a kind of a boring conversation. Let's not talk about random scheduling stuff.
It's just like, let's cut this out now.
Yeah, like the editor in me is like, we shouldn't be talking about this. Have you guys? I'm assuming everyone else is caught up.
I'm caught up. Mike's not yet.
I haven't caught up, but don't worry, because I played the game, so I know it happens.
Yeah, well, I had it spoiled too. Yeah. But I just don't know at what point we're at with that in terms of 9. I don't know if they do it in 9 or not.
Well, I mean,
is it a spoiler if it follows the game like to a T?
I mean, there are people who haven't played the game, certainly.
okay.
So
Yeah.
that was kind of the big deal, was that like when the last episode came out, I did see a lot of like online conversation about like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they did that, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's what happens. But then I again realize not everyone played the game, not everyone's a PlayStation owner, so.
Mhm.
Mild spoiler alert. I'm gonna put up the thing here real quick. They have a first person sequence in the final episode that was awesome. The new Doom, the Doom movie, it could
Oh,
really
with The
learn from this. Like it was so good. This show is phenomenal. Episode 3 is still the peak for me. Like that is at the height of this show, but every other episode is just a smidgen under it. It is just, it's constantly spinning out episodes that are 5 out of 5s or 4.5 out of 5s. Like this show is just phenomenal. And I like that they kept it simple. Like this is Joel and Elle's story. Anybody else we meet in the series,
Ancillary.
they don't matter. Like it's not like The Walking Dead where they slowly bring more people onto their group or they have an enemy. I like when they encounter these quote unquote bad guys. They just move on to the next thing. We don't spend a whole season and a half trying to figure out if the governor is going to get killed or not. And this show is so good. They could have easily made the first game into 2 seasons, and they didn't. The first season is the game, and I like that they did that.
That's great. That's good to hear.
I know they're going to split it up with 2. They're going to make it into 2 seasons, but
We kind of have to do that based on I haven't played 2, but yeah, based on what I've heard about the story structure of 2, yeah, you're gonna need a little bit more time.
My question is, I'm not going to get into details, don't worry, but there's something that happens pretty early on in 2, and I wonder if they're going to delay that.
So,
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead, Justin.
I'm wondering because I don't want to spoil it, but I want to play it number 2 at some point. But like, is that going to be the final game in that series? Do we think? Like, has that storyline kind of concluded in whatever way it's going to conclude? Is it concluded in 2, or is there going to be a 3?
There probably will be a 3.
Probably 3.
Would be my guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, because it still was, a hit, despite it being, I know, really polarizing for a lot of people, but it was still like successful. So
Yeah, it made a bunch of money.
Yeah.
All right, so according to Naughty Dog's Neil Druckmann, The Last of Us Part 3 will only happen if Naughty Dog knows exactly the right story to tell. So as of now, it's unlikely.
I mean, that makes sense too, because from what I remember about the way 2 kind of leaves off is that there really is no, I guess, driving thing to propel it into a 3rd installment. It's just kind of like it wraps up in its own way in 2, and then you could tell further stories from there, but like you said, you'd have to have a pretty good excuse to come back to that world where it would get into maybe Walking Dead formulaic stuff. Right. It's like we just keep existing.
Yeah. The best thing this show can do is end on a good, like, you know what I mean? Have a very concise, good story, and then just call it, wrap it.
Well, I mean, it's a Warner Brothers HBO property, so it'll probably get canned after the 2nd season. So.
That's totally fair.
In spite of it being good or not.
Yeah,
like they'll totally just be like, we're spending too much on this.
Yeah.
That's what they did with Westworld. The budget was too high, even though they had the ratings. I can't recommend this show enough. And it's actually pretty cool that a studio is like, we're only making a 3rd one if we find the story, because money. The Walking Dead, if they made a Last of Us Part 3, they'd rake in so much money. And the fact that they're being apprehensive until they find the right story is just, I respect that, because a lot of studios would not have that.
Yeah.
Has Naughty Dog made a bad game? Like, I feel like they're just very confident that whatever the next thing they do, they're going to be successful at in terms of making a game. Whether it becomes a TV show is different. But like,
when you develop that much clout, like early on, and with a hit like The Last of Us, you can afford to take your time on projects, and people will anticipate it regardless of whether they agree or not with its storyline or whatever. They'll come back to it anyways if you take your time with it. I wish, like you said, Jason, I wish more studios and corporations would take their time with stuff. Disney.
Disney is working on Bob Iger is working on fixing that with Marvel, but yeah, because the new CEO, I know Bob Iger started it a little bit, but the new CEO like dove headfirst into Marvel, make everything in a year, let's go, and then it got messy. Now they're like, all right, Marvel, we're gonna push the Avengers back. It's rumored that they're gonna push it back to 2028, and then let some of this stuff breathe in between now and then.
Because
I hope that's the case.
That definitely feels like the opposite of what Neil was saying with regards to if there's a story worth telling, is that it just feels like Marvel continues to just go, and everything that led up to Infinity War Endgame stuff, that was a really well thought out like progression of characters and story and rounded out nicely, and now it's just kind of like throwing stuff at the wall to just see what sticks without a real new end game in mind, I guess, because I mean, I know they have an end game with what's his name with Kang, but like I mentioned last time I was on here, I'm like, I have no interest in seeing that arc through, honestly, in spite of him being a good actor. Like nothing wowed me about Kang other than like interesting character. Kind of wish he was in a different movie, but
I can see that. I enjoy the Phase 4 stuff mostly. Like I had 2 or 3 of the movies in my top 5, but yeah, no, I respect that. I agree to some extent, but yeah. What?
Sorry, I just kind of mumbled through what you were saying. Not to jump back to horror, but are you guys excited for Nefarious? I've seen the trailer twice now in different screenings of movies, and I'm kind of excited for it.
I don't know what this is.
I am too, Justin. It looks horrifying. So does the Pope's Exorcist. Looks kind of good too.
That one looks gross, but like I kind of looking forward to it a little bit just because it's gonna go full, old school gross exorcism stuff.
Can we watch the trailer from Mike? I mean, it looks interesting to me, but I'm curious on Mike's opinion on it.
I can look it up later if you want.
You can. But, I mean, it's content.
Okay.
Yeah, Mike.
All for that. All for that. Sure. I might freak out at the trailer, and you can make a great short out of that.
Listen, Mike. No, I'm not.
Holy jeez!
We hit soundboards.
Yeah, you haven't been using that soundboard a lot lately. I hear Max every once in a while on the sign off when he's not on.
He got mad at me.
He was messing with you.
I know he was, but at the same time, like I was like, if he doesn't want me to use it, I won't use it. It's fine. It is his voice. I want to respect the owner of said voice. Like,
he didn't sign away his rights like James Earl Jones or other people have done.
Yeah, I do not own Max's voice.
You can't just whip out the Max voice willy-nilly without his say-so.
Yeah, there are no contracts in the Three Geeks podcast vault.
Full stop.
I thought this was a Saw trailer when I first watched it.
Me too. Yeah, me too.
I know that actor from somewhere.
I'm sure you do.
He's that guy that's been in things.
Scheduled for 11 p.m.
I almost thought it was Ben Stiller when I first saw it.
I can see that.
That would take me out of this, honestly.
I need you to prove he's faking it.
Edward? I'm going to ask you some questions.
I'm not Edward. I'm a demon.
Demons aren't really a thing.
Oh. Is that what?
We own him.
He's familiar too. I just don't know.
All these people, I'm like, it's that guy from that film.
You have your head so twisted around, you think you're the killer, not him.
It did. Yeah, I agree, Randall. Quick review.
To me, you're a demon.
Oh, that's okay.
Probably just a coincidence.
I wonder if all these Exorcist movies are coming out because The Exorcist is coming out this year.
Is he?
Makes me do that. Can't stop it. I need you to see something.
Because I think we're getting more Exorcist movies this year than we have in the last 10 years.
I'm trying to, Edward, but you have to answer my questions.
So this is gonna be like Legion?
Yeah, kind of. That's a good way to think about it. I think.
He's the Brad Dourif.
Yes.
He's the Gemini killer. Oh, Hey. The old break your wrist to get out of handcuffs.
I guess if it's not your wrist, it's not a big of a deal.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I thought it looked fun.
We tell you
It's interesting.
exactly what it is that we'd like you to do.
I mean, yeah, he's Legion.
Yeah. I mean, I thought of you.
Oh man, that's a triple
I
feature.
They
for me
might
now.
like this. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it looks interesting. I like demonic possession, exorcism style movies, so long as they're again done good and not just fully like CGI nonsense. Like if he can do like some gruesome body horror stuff and keep it like pretty reserved and grounded, sure.
Shouldn't they split some of this horror up? 3 movies are coming out on April 14th.
Well, I
Was
mean-
there a back catalog of movies still from COVID or anything, or are they just like poor planning?
I don't know. It's
also,
good
are
triple
some-
feature.
Are some of those like limited release films too? Like they won't be in like the major chains or whatever, or probably won't get screens in a major chain.
I don't know. I mean, they're showing these previews at AMC.
Oh, okay. I mean, well, they show movies that never show up at AMC. At least out here, when I used to go to AMC, it'd be like, yeah, you're not gonna sacrifice an Avengers screening for what was that one that came out, Baggage Claim or something.
Oh yeah.
But I'm intrigued.
Yeah, I thought you would like that. at
Yeah.
least. So
Yeah.
did you guys see that? Speaking of AMC, did you see where they might start charging ticket prices based on like seat location? That
Yeah,
might be dead to me if they move that into Columbus.
I'm not surprised. I actually expected this to happen a long time ago, especially as a lot more people are watching stuff at home and on demand and so forth. But the side seats are still going to be the same price, and that's usually where I sit. So
I just don't want to encourage the practice of, right? Like giving them their money gives acceptance to a thing, right?
Well, the thing that sucks is theaters don't make money off of box office. So I think this is their way to pull in some extra money. So sometimes I go to the movie and I don't even touch the concession stand. So the theater makes no money off me.
Yeah.
And that's why they're considering doing it so they can make an actual profit. And I can just sit in the side seats and be fine. I don't need to pay an extra $5 to sit in the middle. I'm good.
Yeah. I'm a Regal Cinemark person whenever I do go out to movies. Sorry, Nicole Kidman.
It's okay. I usually try to
I'm doing what she says. I'm going to the theater and getting lost in the magic of the movie. We come here to a place like this for these things. Yeah, it's just not an AMC. Sorry, Nicole.
Mike, can you please remake that trailer? I would love to see you, like Mike McGee's take on that trailer. Just you kind of strolling through like a family mom and pop theater, just like here where the floors are sticky.
Yeah. We come to this place to get gouged on prices.
where microwave popcorn is $10 a ton.
Where the guy in front of me won't stop hacking up a lung.
Oh, I think I have COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah, theaters do need to rework that deal with Hollywood, but I mean, Hollywood kind of has them by the balls because they don't send the theaters movies, then the theaters won't make any money. I mean, sure they can show independent films, but the mass audience isn't going out for that. And my question to you guys: is there a rule that the studios can't open their own theater chain?
I was about to say it's like that used to be the norm before these theater chains were a thing. Was that like the studios would work directly out of select cinemas, and it would be exclusively their films and things like that. So kind of wonder if that's gonna make its way back around here.
Maybe.
Because there's definitely one company that has the money and the influence to be able to pull that off. Disney.
Would it have a certain set of ears?
Yes,
Disney.
it's got a certain set of ears. They would absolutely probably pull that off if it wasn't, sus to begin with.
There's rumors that Disney is selling Hulu.
To who?
I don't know, but they said part of the deal would be that they got the Hulk and Namor back, and a few of the other Marvel characters.
Well, they definitely got Namor back.
Well, they
And
can't.
Hulk. I mean, they have Hulk too. Oh, you mean like expanded stuff, right?
They can't use it in their. They can't have their own solo stuff. So they
Oh,
can
yeah.
never make an Incredible Hulk film. I think Marvel just wants all their stuff back. But I mean, obviously, there's going to be money involved. Like they're not trading Hulu for just the rights to make an Incredible Hulk
So
movie.
I will give you Hulu for the Hulk.
Just because they start with the first two letters, the same first two letters.
That's right.
3 letters. My bad. First
Yeah.
3 letters. Well, I mean, I so long as I still have access to it somehow. And hey, it'd be cool if I can sign up for a service that doesn't pay into the mouse. So,
That's true.
sure.
That's true.
Well, everybody, we've said it all.
Oh, really
here we
quick. Picard season 3, I'm enjoying.
I've heard it's really good.
I don't think you have to watch seasons 1 and 2. There's still some carryover in terms of characters from those first 2 seasons, but it's very minimal at this point.
Yeah, I'm
And
hearing.
you're familiar with all the ones like 7 of 9 and people like that already, so it's like,
Yeah,
but it's
I'm
good.
hearing really good things about it.
Yeah,
And
awesome.
I heard it's like the Next Generation sequel that we should have gotten with the first Picard season, but I can't wait to see it. I love Jonathan Frakes. If Disney makes a theater, I am just going to use the bathroom in it and not flush and leave. That's what I think of Disney. Well, random Rick review, that's your right to do.
Well,
I'm still a Disney shell. I love their movies, but
so just a heads up, any Disney employees who might be listening, that Phantom Upper Decker character you've been looking for in the future,
Hide his name. Hide his name.
Largo's Lair, what's up, buddy? Thanks for tuning in. We're about to take off, but I appreciate your support recently. You were on our live stream with Jesse yesterday and today, and
is that Clancy Brown in the icon, or is that actually him?
That's actually him, but that's
I was like, it looks like downtown Clancy Brown. I was like, awesome.
Hopefully you like Clancy Brown, Largo.
Yeah, I hope that's okay. I like Clancy Brown, so that was a compliment. So,
Largo, you're gonna get a plug. Check out Largo's channel. He discusses toys and stuff, and really, really fun. He's part of the Sunday Night Block with Hella Dope Toys, which I'm friends with. So, yeah, check out his show. And also, we got a few more comments. Random Rick says, "LOL."
He liked the Upper Decker, I'm sure.
And then great show, gents. Thank you, Sturdy. And on that note, I'm going to take off. We plan on doing the Scary Snobs live this week for the first time so far. So check that out. Largo's Lair says Clancy Brown is awesome. So
yes!
I'm sure he loved that comment. And you guys can follow us at 3 Geeks Podcast. I'm on TikTok. I'm doing random dancing and music stuff. So join me. It's fun. One of the things on TikTok that drives me crazy is they have like a versus thing where they'll say this artist versus this artist. Which one do you prefer? But they'll have like the same artist 3 times in that March Madness like bracket. Mm-hmm. And I hate that so much.
Well,
and
how else is the Chinese government going to know your favorites?
Yeah.
Well,
I will never own that application. I will be caught dead before I own that application. I'm glad you're having fun, Jason. Enjoy.
Justin's like, we could do a TikTok. I'm not touching it, but we could do a TikTok.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want. You can put the stuff out there, but I am not touching it. I want nothing to do with TikTok.
We have here today Justin's PIN number.
Oh no! Oh no!
TikTok, Justin's social security number 1 2 3 4 5 6 7.
End the stream.
All right, guys, check out Mike at youtube.com/Mike McGTV, and we will see you guys next week. Have a great day.
Thanks, everybody.